If you're looking for motivation to get yourself wrapping those gifts to go underneath the tree, I have got you. And even if you don't have any wrapping, you might enjoy watching me do some wrapping while we get to chat a little bit. I thought we would spend a good 20 minutes together. This will be my last video before Christmas because although I am continuing to film, I just don't find myself having time to edit and get everything ready for Christmas. But I cannot wait to see all of you after Christmas and to hear all about your holiday. 6 out of 7 of my children are coming home along with wives and grandchildren, and it's going to be a great week. We're certainly going to miss my son who cannot come and be with us, but at the same time, it's just going to be a magical week. I am convinced, and I'm trying very hard to just pace myself to enjoy the season and to not overwhelm myself. One of the things that I decided right away when I started wrapping was like, I put Sharpie on here, everyone's name, and I thought when I get tags, I'll just put the tag in the same spot. And then as I was wrapping, I thought, what am I doing? I don't really need to get Christmas tags. Honestly, as long as everyone knows whose is whose, it doesn't really make a big blight on top of the wrapping paper, so I think it'll be fine. This is a book bag I got my daughter-in-law. She loves books, and the books on the shelf on the bag, the titles are all classic books, and she is also a book collector. I got this at a craft fair. It's all handmade, it's all lined, has leather straps. It is just a beautiful bag. I'm only too excited to give this to her. I can't wait to see her open it up. So I've shown some of these gifts to you guys already, but I thought I will show them to you again just in case. And that flash of a t-shirt, sorry about that. You'll see that here in a minute. I got a little confused and I showed two things at once and then wrapped something, and I like to kind of show it and then wrap it. So you're going to see that t-shirt for her in just a minute. Meanwhile, these are some onesies that we got for Yvonne, and she'll only be too excited. She loves Winnie the Pooh. So this will be for our grandson who's on the way, due June 1st. So very excited about all of these little Pooh onesies. The wrapping paper that you're seeing, I got at Costco, or was it Sam's? Oh goodness, now I can't remember. Actually, I think my husband got it for me at Sam's Club. Yes. So what I like to do is go to a place like that because they have nice, thick Christmas wrap, and it's also thick and it has the lines on the inside. So it makes it easier for me to do my wrapping, and then I can do all the wrapping for Christmas in one roll. And now that my wrapping is officially done, I can tell you that I even have some spare wrapping paper. I got the silver and gold because it matched my Christmas, but at the same time, it's not too Christmassy. So then if I had extra, which I do, I could use it for birthdays throughout the year. So very excited about that because I honestly don't like to have a ton of wrapping paper around the house. As you all know, I've got plenty in my basement without having tons of rolls of wrapping paper. So everything was able to be done in this one roll, and there'll probably be enough to go through the year. It says Booktrovert, a person who prefers the company of books over people, and that was the other gift that I got from my daughter-in-law. Her and my son, they don't really want a ton of gifts. They're hoping to make a big move here in 2025. They'll be coming closer to home, which I'm so excited about. Then all of my kids pretty much are in driving distance. I do have one son who lives about 15 hours away, so he'll be the furthest from me for right now, but at least he is, it doesn't have to be a flight to go and see him. It can also be a long drive, but a drive all the same. So very excited to see kids starting to come and live closer to home. As you can see, my bedroom is not the cleanest it has ever been, but that's okay. Sometimes it's better just to do the thing that you've got in your craw. I was also doing some cleaning on this day. I might have even done some shopping. I can't really remember now, but this was able to be a sit-down job. So this is a blanket. I have to be quiet so Yvonne doesn't hear me. This is a blanket I got that Yvonne will be able to use when her little one comes into the world, and to do the 1 month picture, 2 month, and so on. So I'm very excited for her to see that as well. It's also super soft, but I think she'll really like being able to do those pictures. What I did for each of my kids was totally different this year. Basically, everyone will have 2 things to open except for my oldest, which Again, he's not really didn't want a lot of gifts. They are more trying to declutter and take down the inventory in their homes. So I got each of them one gift. And then, of course, their children will each have two gifts. And then my other kids will each have two things to open as well. So that's kind of how I did it this year. Everybody is an adult or older. So it used to be 4 presents plus a stocking. This year it's going to be 2 presents each, basically, unless I do have one daughter who is the type to really ask for things that cost about $10. So she'll still open 2 things, but I'll package and divide her gifts into 2 gift bags. They'll be wrapped and put in the gift bags. So it'll still be 2 packages that I give to her, but there'll be more things in each package since she's really not the type to ask for anything expensive. These shoes remind me of something to tell you that is a money saver. These same shoes in adult size for women's were $150. But they had a corresponding shoe that was children's, and I told them the adult size, and they gave me the corresponding children's size. And they were only $100 for children's, but they're the same shoe. So that's one way that you can save money when you're out getting brand name of shoes. So this was definitely a shoe year. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the people I was buying for got shoes. And then my 2 grandchildren each got a pair of boots and then a fun toy to go with it. So one thing that was practical that mom and dad requested, and then one thing that's fun. And I have 3 grandchildren. They are 6, 4, and 1. So the 1-year-old, she got a toy, but she'll probably leave it at grandma's house because, as I said, her mom and dad are trying to declutter. And they feel the kids have plenty of toys. The older 2 kids, the 6-year-old and 4-year-old, are getting a craft type of gift that they'll do while they're at my house. So that way, it's not going to clutter up mom and dad's house. And even if they were to bring them home, it's totally consumable. So once you're done with the projects, you're done with the projects. So I thought that was an idea that the kids could still get something fun, but it's not going to pile up at mom and dad's house. Also, one thing I showed you guys a bit ago that I want to tell you will be coming up in videos after Christmas, because I already filmed it, was I got a mirror from Dollar General for $10. It was 50% off. It's white and it's a circle. And I didn't want to spend a lot on a mirror in our upstairs bathroom that we have been redoing for over a year now. Oh my goodness, what a remodeling project. It's taking so long. But what I did was I decorated it with some shells that I have gotten at the beach. And I'm super excited about that, and I'm excited to show that. So that's going to be coming up. We're also washing rugs and doing deep cleaning for people to come. That's coming up. And then I'm sure there'll be some cooking and baking that you'll get to see also, because of course that comes along with the holidays. I think it'll be great motivation for New Year's, whatever your New Year's celebration is, as well as going into the new year. I'm also excited that when I come back from Christmas break, I'm going to start doing some organizing in the house and just going through every room. Now, if I have my dream, and honestly, sometimes I do my dreams and sometimes I don't have the bandwidth. But I really want to go through every room, do any touch-ups that need to happen, do any painting that needs to happen, any organizing, any repairing. I would love to do that so that if God wills it, we could maybe get to move and maybe be even closer to my grandkids. So that's kind of my prayer for 2025. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I'm able to get done. I'm just going to do my best and just see what God has for us. So I'm very excited about that. And I figure even if I don't end up moving, I'll just end up loving my home even more. And if I could get things, straightened out, then it'll just be touch-ups every year. That would be the goal. So not only do I want to finish decluttering and keep decluttering, I also want to be making sure that we're doing the best we can to keep the house in as good a shape as possible. Now, this is a jacket that Yvonne got from my husband. Isn't that beautiful? And she asked me if I would be so kind as to wrap it. And of course, I did not mind at all since I was doing all of this wrapping. And she keeps my husband so stylish. Every birthday, every Father's Day, every Christmas, she buys him clothes. She has the best time picking him out. She always does a great job, especially with colors that she kind of gets him and knows that he likes to wear the neutral colors, the grays, the blues. She's bought him some Hunter's Green, so he's kind of branched out into Hunter's Green, and she's done a great job. You'll see me a few times. I definitely do some patching with the wrapping paper. I like to conserve as I go, so if I'm able to use the small pieces that come off when I'm trimming, I definitely do that. I don't like to try to wrap with a ton of paper. You know, sometimes you can cut a piece that's too big, and I would rather personally cut it down and have some spare pieces than I would deal with trying to fold and have it look neat that way. And I'm just doing the basics. I'm not doing anything fancy with the wrapping paper. I'm just focusing on getting it done. I was saying I have one that doesn't like expensive gifts but likes to have a lot of smaller things. So this is her box so far. I have a couple more things I just need to grab. Oh my goodness, I am actually, true confessions, not done with my Christmas shopping. I need to buy a few gift cards. I need to buy one present for one of my sons. And there was something for this daughter that I also needed to grab that I haven't gotten to get. So that's going to happen tomorrow afternoon. Today is Saturday, like it is for you. Tomorrow is Sunday, and it's just going to happen in the afternoon after church. And then I will officially be done shopping, and I will come home with a couple more things to wrap. And then Christmas 2024 will be a wrap. I think every year now, where everyone's getting older, it'll get a little bit easier and easier, maybe. I don't know. More grandchildren arriving. Who knows? But I definitely feel a lot more relaxed this Christmas than I normally do. I mean, I have my times and my days of anxiety, but overall, I feel like we're going to have a happy time just because the focus will more be on being together and not quite as much about what is under the tree. Now, here's an example. This person asked me for mechanical pencils. So this is a couple packages of mechanical pencils. You see how easy and basic those presents are. So I did really appreciate that. And I always like to know what someone likes. I love it if they have a Pinterest board or if they have a running gift list on Amazon. All of that stuff is so incredibly helpful. Okay, well, I have to play my favorite Christmas carol one more time because I, for one, am going to miss Christmas carols. I'm sure you are too. Isn't it just so sad? But we'll be so happy when they come back again next year. So I'm going to play my favorite Christmas carol, and then I'll be back to chat with you again.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
That has been my favorite Christmas carol ever since I was a little girl. I think it was the whole glow, and then you learn the harmony parts, and then it's fun because you're older and you can do the harmony parts. It's so fun. I had a youth group growing up in our church, and it was a very musical youth group. It wasn't huge, it was small, teenage youth group. And we used to sit together all in a row, and we used to learn different harmony parts to the different hymns, and that was how we kept ourselves entertained. But I learned so much from the other kids in youth group about music. It was so much fun. I'm so glad I had that experience. So that bag right there is for the son that can't come home. So, and what you'll see next is for the daughter-in-law that can't come home. And so I'll need to mail those out. That's where I'm really late. Hopefully they'll at least get them by New Year's, because I can tell you they will not get them before Christmas. Let me know where you're at. Do you have all of your presents mailed out that need to mail out if you need to mail them out? Do you have them all wrapped if they need to be wrapped? Where are you at? And what do you have left to do? Do you host Christmas? Do you travel? Do you just kind of hang out at home and have a quiet day? I would love someday. I mean, here's what it is. So you know how people generally, they'll spend one Christmas at one of the in-laws, the other Christmas at the other in-laws, right? So the first-born son got married, and then as the other two have gotten married, it has tended to work out that we could all spend the same Christmases together. But oftentimes there are life situations like there are this year that keeps one from coming. But it is interesting how everyone is kind of on the same schedule. But someday, when I don't have kids living with us anymore, we'll probably have a Christmas that is just my husband and I, or maybe more than one. I don't know. I've got 7 kids, so who knows whether that would actually happen or not. But I could see doing something super quiet that is super fun. So if you have a very quiet Christmas, I would love to hear what you do to make it relaxing or special. I could just imagine. There was one time when it was just me with my parents, and as a teenager, I just thought that was awful. I thought it was boring, and I didn't appreciate it at all. We went out to dinner, and I was sad we didn't have our normal Christmas dinner at home. But I think my parents are trying to make it special by going out to eat, because we weren't ones to go out to eat a lot. I think I just was sad for the tradition of it, and I wasn't mature enough to appreciate what we were doing or to think outside the box. It could have been a very nice self-care day when we came back. I could have done the hot bath and lotion. There's just ways to make something special. Watching all my favorite Christmas movies. There was just so many things I could have done, but I just didn't have the maturity. So this foil fun is what I got for my grandson. And then you're going to see this punch. It's poke in art that I got for my granddaughter, where it's kind of like the poke pillows that you can make, where you're poking in pieces of cloth into a pillow that's like the shape of an animal. But this is more like cardboard, so there are pictures instead of pillows. That way she's going to have like 10 to do. The foil fun is like you peeling off the foil. Well, no, you're rubbing the foil onto a picture and then you pull it back, I think, and it reveals a picture. So there'll be nice, fun things for kids to do where you don't have to have a lot of artistic ability, and it'll be something that aunties and uncles can be helping them with too. So I think it's going to be fun. Things that they can do to stay busy for the rest of the season, because they'll be here from Christmas until that Saturday. So they'll have a few days here, and it'll be great to just have everyone getting to play with them. I, for one, cannot wait to play with my grandchildren. I find it so grounding to just be with them and to listen to them talk and tell their stories. Just so much fun. I hope you have the best Christmas ever, whether you're alone or in a crowd. I just hope it's a day that is ruled by peace. I hope that you understand how very much you are loved. I can tell you for sure that I love you. And of course, as I always remind you, God certainly loves you. Loves you so much He sent His Son to die on a cross so that you could spend eternity with Him. Took all of your punishment, took all of your imperfections on Himself and passed on His perfection to you, that if you accept Him by faith, you can live eternally with him in heaven after death. So I hope that truth is so real to you. I hope your heart is full of thankfulness and peace. I hope you have a healthy holiday. I can't wait to see you after the holidays. And again, I love you very, very much.